Welcome to the vlog. In addition to my daily activities, I'm going to talk to you guys today about my hot girl summer reading list. The books I'm going to be reading because I plan on staying in the house and avoiding the heat. So the first book on my hot girl summer reading list is one that I already started. I actually started this book in April. It's called Big Swiss by Jen Begin, and I need to finish this book. I stopped reading it, but I don't remember why. I think I started reading something else, or something happened that made me stop reading this book. But it didn't have anything to do with the book. This thing is so funny. I think I'm like 100 and... I know for sure that I'm close to 100 pages in. Yeah, maybe right at 100 pages. Yeah, I think I'm like somewhere around 100 pages in. And like I said, I stopped reading the book. This book is hilarious though. Like, I laughed so hard. I have laughed so much reading this already. And it's different from anything that I've read before. It is a woman author. There is confusion, but it's so funny you don't feel it. It ticks all the boxes for my criteria for a summer read. There's some quirky characters in here. There's some grown-up themes in this book. Really quickly, Greta lives with her friend Sabine in an ancient Dutch farmhouse in Hudson, New York. The house is unrenovated, uninsulated, and full of bees. And bees factor throughout this book. Greta spends her days transcribing therapy sessions for a sex coach who calls himself Ohm. She becomes infatuated with his newest client, a repressed married woman she affectionately refers to as Big Swiss. Greta is fascinated by Big Swiss's refreshing attitude toward trauma. They both have dark histories, but Big Swiss chooses to remain unattached to her suffering while Greta continues to be tortured by her past. One day, Greta recognizes Big Swiss's voice in town, and they quickly become enmeshed. While Big Swiss is unaware Greta has eavesdropped on her most intimate exchanges, Greta has never been more herself with anyone. Her attraction to Big Swiss overrides her guilt, and she'll do anything to sustain the relationship. Y'all, this is funny. Like, her description of the people that she hears when she's in town, because she knows their voices from transcribing their sessions with the therapist, it is so hilarious. The way she describes the people in her life, the way that people in her life act in this small town in upstate New York, I do believe. The town itself is also a paid actor. The town also factors heavily in this book. It's good. And I think this is a great one to have on my summer reading list. One, because I need to finish it. And two, I know that it's going to keep me laughing and it's going to keep me cool, which is the whole point, to not be hot this summer. So I do plan on getting back into my hot girl summer reading list shortly, but I'm getting dressed because I still have to go on with my day. I'm going into the city this morning because I'm trying to get there early because I want to go back to the skim store. And also just want to hang out in one of the cuter coffee shops in the area. We don't have cute coffee shops where I live. We have the usual suspects, which is fine because once you go into like a Starbucks, if you go in there enough, they know you and then they're really nice to you. And that happens to me. That has happened to me all over the world. I have had my local Starbucks no matter where I lived. But sometimes I want to go to a cute coffee shop, and sometimes I want to have something more than a bagel with cream cheese. So we're going to go do that. And just to get into the city. It is supposed to be incredibly hot today though. So we're trying to get there. We're trying to leave about 8:30 to get there so that we can be there early. When you can see, I have my hair wrapped. I like to do wraps in the summer, and also because my poor hair is just not happy. But we have managed to secure products from the Sacred line, so maybe tomorrow I will do those. I like the wrap because it gives the illusion that I have a ponytail. And I feel like I need that in the summer. In the winter months and the fall months, I can kind of get away with the short hair because you're wearing a lot of clothes, you're wearing a lot of hats, you wear chunkier jewelry. But in the summer, I kind of want a little more hair. Like I usually want it to be a little taller on top because you're wearing less clothes, and you're trying to just be, real minimal. And sometimes the hair can be the star of the show. So I know that might seem counterintuitive. Why would you want more hair in the summer? Because it's hot. But I just kind of would want more on top. But since I don't have that, because we have processed the hell out of our hair and our hair is mad at us right now, I'm going to just go with this instead. Anyway, it's just kind of switching up my look. Sometimes you need to switch up your look. I like to glow up in the summer. So this is me switching up my look. The second book, which is actually the second, third, and fourth book, I don't know if I'm going to read them in order. I don't know if I'm going to get to all three of them this summer, but you've already heard me talk about it. You've heard me talk about it in the last two videos. I am also about close to 100 pages into this book as well. This is Outline from Rachel Cusk, and it's part of a 3-part series, which you have seen by now. Outline, Kudos, and Transit, and I'm liking it so far. It's very conversational. I don't know yet. I guess I'll find out in the end if I like it enough to proceed immediately to the second book and then to the third. But it's a nice read. It's like I said, it's like having a conversation. It's like eavesdropping on conversations. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And when I read it, that's what I pretend to be doing. Eavesdropping on conversations, which I find incredibly fascinating. Again, I will get back to the books on my list, but I'm going to need to do my makeup and get myself together so that I can actually get out of the house. Today, I'm just going for a very elevated but cool look because I really don't want to burn up. And because when I'm in the city, I want to be cute. I really do feel like 2020 took something away from us and we really don't dress up enough anymore. So that is something I would really like to change. Two books that I have decided to read this summer through Audible. So listen to essentially, or hybrid read. The first is A Love Letter to Whiskey, which I already read the sample from Kindle and love. It already seems interesting. I can't wait to actually get into this book. And I'm not sure, but I think it would be a great Audible or hybrid read. So there's that one. And then there is Barbara Streisand's My Name is Barbara, her autobiography, which I said was 1,000 pages long. So Audible it is. So this was the store that just opened. Saison. Today's plan: Maman, the cafe and bakery, the Skim store, Sephora, Aritzia, and then Glossier. Since we're down here, we might as well make a full day out of it, right? That's the cool thing about Georgetown. There's always something to do.
Yo.
So to round out my summer reading and to finish this video, because I feel like it's really long, I've been reading Station 11. I actually did the sample on Kindle just to check it out, but Emily St. John Mandel's Station 11, this is an apocalyptic series, which I love a good apocalyptic series. And since it's summertime, I'm not going to be seeing as much on television, so I can get it through my reading. It's three books: Station 11, The Glass Hotel, which is still in the plastic, and The Sea of Tranquility. And The Sea of Tranquility, which I got a signed copy, weirdly. So yeah, I am not sure I'm going to finish all three this summer, but I definitely am tucking into this one, and I like it. I have Dear Committee Members, which looks like it's going to be a really good, easy novel to just kind of digest. It's one that I could probably read in about a day or two, or on a trip. And then I think I'm going to tackle my first Colleen Hoover book. Verity, which was the one that was recommended to me to start with, even though I know she has lots of romances or whatever, but apparently people really like this one. I have never read a Colleen Hoover book, so this should be very interesting. And I'm kind of excited to dive into the world and see what the hype is about. Another book that I've been hearing about a lot of good things about, but I don't have, but I plan on ordering, is Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. And just in time, I found The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. Both of these, Yellow Wife and The Personal Librarian, are historical fiction, and they deal with race in America. One is set in the times of slavery, and one is set during the 1900s. And The Diving Pool, which was another book I picked up when I lived in the temporary house. I really wanted to read this then, but we moved and it was packed away in storage as well. And now I have it too. It really seems like it's going to be a good book. Let me read you a little bit of the synopsis. This is a trio of novellas about love, motherhood, fertility, obsession, and how even the most innocent gestures contain a hairline crack. I'm not going to go even further because I have a feeling I'm going to be talking about this book. And then this one, I'm just hoping, just based on the title, it'll keep me nice and cool. A Winter's Promise. This promises to be a fantasy book, somewhere along the lines of like Harry Potter. I'm very intrigued. So I realized this is an ambitious group of books, but it's actually not that many. What are we talking about? Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books in 3 months? I mean, I don't know. Given my track record, I don't know if I'm going to do this much, but it's nice to just have some books to look forward to. So that's it for this video. I am going to love you and leave you here. And I hope to see you soon in the next one.